In a world that never sleeps, bathed in the constant glow of 1,000 tiny suns, lived a boy named Leo. His universe wasn't made of stars and planets, but of pixels and notifications. His phone was his closest confidant, his computer, his loyal companion. To him, the digital world felt more real, more vibrant, and infinitely more interesting than the one just beyond his fingertips. His days were a seamless loop of scrolling, tapping, and watching. The sunrise was just a signal that he'd stayed up too late gaming, and the sunset was a reminder to charge his devices for the night ahead. His friends lived inside his screen, their lives curated into perfect squares and fleeting stories. His family were muffled voices from another room, calling his name, their words bouncing off the invisible wall he'd built around himself. "Leo, dinner's ready. Leo, your friends are here." The invitations were there, but he'd just send back a thumbs-up emoji, a digital nod that cost him nothing and gave him everything he thought he needed: distance. He moved through his own life like a spectator. He was physically present at birthdays, but his mind was chasing a high score. He sat at family dinners, but his eyes were glued to a funny video, the laughter of strangers drowning out the stories of his own loved ones. He saw photos of his friends hanging out, of trips they'd taken, of inside jokes he no longer understood. He'd like the post, feeling a faint pang of something he couldn't name, and then scroll on. He was connected to everyone, yet truly close to no one. He was collecting digital memories of a life he wasn't actually living. Then, one quiet Tuesday, the power went out. Not just in his house, but across the entire neighborhood. Suddenly, his world went dark and silent. His phone screen was black. The Wi-Fi was gone. The constant hum of his devices was replaced by an unnerving quiet. For the first time in years, there were no notifications, no messages, no endless feeds to distract him. There was just him. And the silence was deafening. He felt a wave of panic, then a profound, crushing emptiness. Who was he without his screen? He wandered out of his room. His parents were in the living room lighting candles. His mom looked up and smiled. A real, warm smile he hadn't truly seen in years. "Looks like we're having an old-fashioned night," she said. His dad was telling a story about when he was a kid, and for the first time, Leo listened. Really listened. He saw the way his parents looked at each other, the shared history in their eyes. Later, his friend Alex knocked on the door, holding a flashlight. "Figured you might be bored. Want to go for a walk?" That night, under a sky filled with stars he'd forgotten existed, Leo walked and talked. He didn't just type LOL, he actually laughed until his stomach hurt. He didn't send a heart emoji. He felt a genuine warmth for the friend by his side. It was all so simple, so real. It was everything he had been missing. The digital world had offered him a perfect, curated and controllable version of life, but it was a pale imitation. Real life was messy, unpredictable, and sometimes inconvenient. But it was also beautiful, spontaneous, and deeply, deeply fulfilling. When the power came back on, the temptation to dive back in was strong, but something had shifted. Leo still used his phone, but he now controlled it. It no longer controlled him. He started saying yes to invitations. He put his phone away at the dinner table. He discovered the joy of a shared sunset, the comfort of a real hug, the thrill of an unplanned adventure. His story isn't about abandoning technology. It's about finding balance. It's a reminder to all of us who get lost in the glow. Don't just watch life happen on a screen. Step outside, look up, connect with the people right in front of you, because the best parts of life are unscripted, unfiltered, and can't be found behind a screen. They're waiting for you in the real world. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more content that helps us all live a little more intentionally. Until next time, be present.